Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is going to be the long-awaited laundry room makeover. I'm so excited about how this turned out. I cannot wait for you guys to see what it looks like. It doesn't even look like the same room, but I wanted to go ahead and show you what it looks like beforehand. You guys know that we use every single inch of our house for storage if we can. We just don't have a lot of storage here, so I wanted to make sure that when I made this over, I still had that storage space and that I could put things where they needed to go. But I also needed to paint. I needed to take these shelves down. I've got new things coming in, old things going out. You guys are going to be excited because I'm excited too. But I also wanted to make sure that you guys know that this video is going to be double the inspiration. I'm actually collaborating with my good friend Lisa Lynette here on YouTube. I met Lisa right when I was starting to do my channel, and she is a sweet soul. You guys are going to love her. Her channel is full of lifestyle videos. She does tons of shopping, hauls, Ray-Done, cleaning, you name it, she does it. I will have all of her information in my description box below. So as soon as you're finished watching this video, make sure you go and check out Lisa's. Make sure you subscribe and tell her I said hello. So getting started here in my laundry room, the first thing that I wanted to do was go ahead and clear everything out, because what I wanted to do firsthand was get the shelves off the wall. I knew I needed to get those walls prepped because that was going to be my biggest job of this project. I wanted to get all of the cobwebs down, get everything cleaned and wiped up. When I first started planning out how I wanted to redo this laundry space, I thought that I wanted to just go ahead and paint the walls. Then I thought I just wanted to put some wallpaper up, and I started looking all over the place for the wallpaper that I wanted, and then it just kind of started to sink into my brain that wallpaper was not going to work for me. I just had a feeling. I've tried to do wallpaper before and it never worked out. I could never get it to lay right, and for some reason I knew that a wall was going to be crooked and it just wouldn't line up, so I decided no, that's not what I wanted to do. But I've seen a lot of people doing the German schmear faux brick walls, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm going to do a project. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to try something new. It always looks beautiful, and to be honest with you, you cannot mess this up. You really can't. If I can do this, you guys can do it too. So that's exactly what I planned on doing. The two side walls, I went ahead and just refreshed that paint there. And then I knew that I didn't want to go all the way down the back wall with the brick, so I just stopped right to where the washer and dryer line up. So once I got those areas painted and I let it dry, then I went and started to tape out my bricks. Now you can do this any way that you want to. You can make these bricks as big or as small, and that's one of the things that I love about this technique. You can make it any way you want to, and again, you cannot mess this up. I think I ended up doing my bricks 11 inches long, and then I just made sure that they were all the same size and everything was lined up and even, because once you get that spackle on the wall, there is no going back unless you want to scrape it all off, and I knew I didn't want to do that either. So once I got all of that up there, I just went ahead and used the joint compound and started layering that in small sections. It can be really messy, so make sure you have a rag with you in case you drop any, or in case you get something somewhere you don't want it to be. You can quickly just wipe it off. But all I used was this Proform Light, and I think it was like $6.97. You can get it pretty much anywhere. You might even have some at your house. But like I said, I just started and worked it in small sections. That way it was very manageable. It's not hard to use. It's basically like melted marshmallows. I don't know how else to explain it if you've never used it before. But the only thing about this is, if you guys know, if you've been here before, you know how small this area is, and I probably had about a 3-foot radius to work in, and I was in this space for like 2 days. So it was starting to get to me. I had to take multiple breaks. Normally, if it was like in an out open space, it probably wouldn't have been that bad, and it probably wouldn't have taken that long, but it did take me over a course of 2 days to get this all finished. But once I worked all of that into the wall, what you want to do is let that dry, but not completely, because if you let it dry all the way, I found that once you start to take the tape off, it will get kind of dusty and it'll make a huge mess, and it might be a little bit harder to get the tape off as well. So I'll let that dry about 2/3 of the way, and then I just started to peel up the tape. And it was so cool because, like I said, I've seen this in other videos, but just to see it in person was really cool. I don't know why I got so amazed by that. But you can also make your bricks as smooth as you want. You can make them as textured as you want. That's just one of the great things about this technique. I cannot say it enough. This was so cool to do, and I'll probably find another wall in my house to do this too at some point in time in my life. But once you start to take off all the tape, then you can see all of the bricks kind of form, and you can see your vision. So once I let this all dry, I came back on the next day and I started to work in my paint color. And what I used was this Apple Barn paint from Walmart. I think it's just acrylic paint, and it was less than $2. I ended up getting the big bottle because I thought I would need it, but I didn't. You can just get the little bottle. And what you'll see here is my thought was I wanted to do 2 different colors. I bought this, I think it's burnt sienna, I'm not sure. It's a brown. It's a dark brown. And then I bought another one that's a really dark gray. I think that was called Pavement. And then I wanted to alternate the colors to give it some more dimension, I guess. I was feeling really artsy. But I then thought, this is going to take me forever. And I was kind of wanting to get this done by this point. So I quickly just scrapped that idea and decided to go ahead and paint all of them this brown color. And another thing, you don't have to have them all perfect, because what you're going to do next is go over it with a white chalk paint, and you're only going to see a little part of this brown come through. So you don't have to have this perfect. You can do them as light or as dark as you want. Again, you can make this however you want it to be. And once I started to get this color on here, then everything was starting to come together again, and I was so super excited. So once I got this on here, I did let that dry for a while. And then I went over it with the white chalk paint. I got this from Walmart as well, and this was probably the most expensive thing I had to buy for this project, and I think this little can was $20. She was expensive, so I'll be saving that for any future projects, and I will use every last drop of that. But you'll see that once you put this over top of it, it gives it that really pretty, cozy, modern farmhouse look, and it was just beautiful. So after this was done, I let it dry overnight, and the next thing that I did was hang my shelves. So the shelves that I have, I actually went to Lowe's and bought a 2x10 by 12, I think, piece of wood, and I had them cut it into 2 5-foot pieces. Then I had them stained this dark wood color. It's almost like a black, and I think they're the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So I hung those up with those little brackets. I also got those at Walmart. And once those are up on the wall, I went ahead and got everything cleaned up, because the last thing that I needed to do was to go ahead and bring everything back in, get everything on the shelves and my decor. And honestly, I only bought a few things for in here because I shopped the rest of my house. I have so much stuff that I figured a little change would be fine. But I also bought these 2 little jars. I know they're meant for beverage dispensing, but I thought that I would do the laundry detergent and fabric softener in them. I have seen this done before as well, and I think it looks so cute for this space. But I will be honest with you, I don't think I love it. Like, they don't dispense very fast, and you have to sit there for a while to get anything to come out of the spout. And then I'm afraid that after a while, you're going to get a lot of it kind of gunked up in that little faucet thing. And then I'm going to have to be cleaning it and all that good stuff. So for right now, I'm just going to let them hang out and see if my thought changes on them. And if it doesn't, then I will get something else and I'll keep you updated on that. But I also had this little drink pitcher that I bought from, I think, Dollar General. And I ended up putting my fabric softener beads in that. But Michael's was having a huge sale on their baskets. I think they were all 50% off. I got this little box basket, I think for $2.50, and I thought it was perfect to put the dryer sheets in, and it kind of matched with everything. I liked the little jute rope that was on the side. But yeah, here is the little dispenser, the little beverage jar, and I had this before, so it wasn't something that I had to purchase, and I think it looks really nice too with all of the little beads in there. And like I said earlier, we still use this area for storage. So I ended up buying 2 more baskets from Michael's, and they're beautiful. I love them. I think I spent $10 on these. So that way I could keep the rest of our cleaning stuff and any extra detergents and things like that in there. And that way you won't see it. But this little plant actually came from my living room, and I thought that it added a really nice touch on this shelf. And I also brought in this little Be Blessed sign that I used to have in the kitchen. And after it sat there for a while, I did not like it, so it did not stay. But the plant did stay, and it looks really good in there. But once I got the basket full of the extras, I got that up on the top shelf. And because we don't have a pantry, and like I said, we use this for a lot of storage, I went ahead and put our paper towels up here. But I put them up here really pretty so that when you look in there, it just doesn't look like you threw a whole bunch of paper towels up on the shelf. But I also have another basket that is empty just for anything that I need to put up there, and it has a space to go. I will say that another great thing about doing this project was that it gave me the opportunity to go through all of the stuff that I had sitting up here on these shelves and get rid of any empty bottles or anything that I wasn't using, or put things back where they needed to go that they didn't belong in here. We had a whole bunch of stuff in here that we didn't need it to be in this space. So it did give me that opportunity to kind of get everything cleaned up and looking really nice and neat. And I also want to say that I thoroughly enjoy going over here and doing laundry now. It just looks so nice, and it looks just like a spa or somebody else's house. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks amazing. But the last thing that I needed to do was go ahead and hang this little rack to where I could put the broom and mop. Again, like I said, we don't have any other spaces to put this stuff, so it had to come back into this area. And I had one of the little blue and white rubber units on this wall. I don't know if you remember seeing it at the beginning of the video, but it just didn't go well with this tile. So I ended up picking this one up from Lowe's, and it was only $7, and it looks really good in here. It's just white and clean, and it just gave me enough space to do what I needed to. And once I got that in there, I hung all of the stuff up, and it was all finished. And I keep catching myself going back in there and looking at everything again. And to be honest with you, Ruben had like zero faith in me. I told him this vision, I told him what I wanted to do, and he just didn't see it. And I said, just trust me. It's going to be good. I promise you. So he even goes in there and he'll look at it at night, and he's like, you know, it looks really good. So I'm so proud of myself. And this is what it looks like now. You guys, I'm so happy. And honestly, I had no intention on talking throughout this whole entire video, but I'm so excited, and I just wanted to explain to you guys everything that I did. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. If you're new here, let me know so I can tell you hi. I do ramble a lot, so get used to that if you come back and watch more videos. But this is all done and complete, and honestly, I'm looking forward to the next project. I don't know what it's going to be, but I will keep you updated. But I really hope this video gives you some motivation and inspiration to redo some part of your home. If you're in quarantine, if you've got the time or the energy, go ahead and do something. Let me know if you have any plans to redo anything in your own house. And don't forget to go and check out Lisa's video right after this one. All of her information will be in the description box below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Also, if you're not subscribed already, please consider clicking that button before you go. I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. And as always, I love you and appreciate you, and I will see you next time.